Hello, everybody. This is Waldorf.
And this is Statler.
Today, Battle Report 116.
116, Panzer Division. Oh, sorry, wrong game.
I've been playing a lot lately.
Yeah.
Even with our other dedicated nights to other stuff. Anyway.
Well, it seems that 2.0's energized the CGL.
It's kind of energized. It has.
Yeah.
It really has.
Because I've been seeing a lot of people I'd only seen occasionally showing up constantly.
And the team tournament also has helped.
And the team tournament getting people ready.
It builds the camaraderie. You know, it's just a thing about being as a team rather than an individual tournament.
Because we were doing that naval game, and there were still, 3 other games going on the Fantasy Battle game.
Yeah. It was a good crowd that night. Yeah. Anyway, Higborn Elves versus the Vampire Covenant.
Yeah, at Huzzah Hobbies.
Huzzah Hobbies. This is my... There's my list. Now you can see now
So this is correct?
This
actually matches what we're going to see in the pictures?
This does match what we're going to see in the pictures.
Okay.
And it almost matches my... Actually, it almost matches my final list.
Okay.
This is not quite it. I've dropped a few spearmen, made a few other little adjustments, and then the final list that's going with me, the Citizen Spears have the banner becoming.
Okay.
But for now, they do not.
All right.
So, we've got a Vampire Covenant list. He has the Brotherhood of the Dragon General, the Adept of Occultism, Dead Arise, Paired Weapons, Plate Mail, Eternal Duelist, Touch of Greatness, Legend of the Black King, and a Skeletal Steed. It's a big, long... a Courtier with a banner of another Brotherhood of the Dragon, BSB Apprentice this time, Occultism, Great Weapon, Paired Weapon, Lance, Eternal Duelist, Death Cheater, Skeletal Steed, a Necromancer on Alchemy, and the Talisman of the Void for another channel. So he's actually channeling, I think, 3, because the Apprentice doesn't channel.
Right.
So he's getting 1 from the General and 2 from the Necro. 2 units of 33 Skeletons, full command. Those are hand, weapon, and shield guys. He keeps telling me he's worried that they're too small.
Yes.
And they're kind of borderline. I kind of agree with him.
Well, he doesn't have a lot of threatening range magic to boost them in the early game
so
turns.
his boosting aren't going to get off.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I end up letting it go anyway when you tend to play him. But anyway. 21 zombies, 2 bat swarms, 4 phantom hosts, 11 black knights with full command and the +1 to hit banner, and 5 vampire knights with the blood dragon upgrade, so Brotherhood of the Dragon upgrade
so you
for plate mail, and the banner speed, so extra movement, and a unit of 6 vampire spawns.
It's 1 unit?
1 unit of 5.
Ooh, there's some points.
It's a scary unit, especially when the general sits with them. But again, scary. These are the spells I took during this game. I've got Oaken Throne, Fountain of Youth by default. I've got the Hereditary, the magical heirloom to get the Hereditary.
Right.
So the 3 choices were Awaken the Beast, Quicksilver Lash, because of his 2-up armor guys, and Healing Waters, because it's always good to have a 4-up regen.
Yeah.
There's the deployment.
Or even a 5-up regen.
Or even a 5-up regen. There's your deployment. There's a field with a fence by the field. Just want you to point and note.
Wow, the fence is actually along something.
A building up top. Over on the right is the hill. Water feature, hill down here in the center, and a forest on the bottom left.
And your tournament coming up, are they doing the old terrain pack, or do you know?
I'm assuming they're doing old terrain. I don't even think they're going to build by pack. But I think they're doing the old terrain builds.
Okay, not the new one. Okay.
So that's where we have it. I believe I deployed. I believe I dropped so I could go first.
Okay.
We are playing. We rolled up randomly and got battle line hold the center of the board.
Okay.
So 1 and 1. Closer look at my army. There's the
deploying.
There's the Reavers there in the middle. Elaine Reavers finally showing up.
I'm sorry, I didn't see him. I saw the second unit of.
It's right there in the center.
Isn't
that them? No, that's
no,
not them.
That's
what am I doing? There they
Lancers
are. Far
on,
left.
on the flank. Your actual miniatures. Okay.
There.
They have finally...
Not mine, the ones I stole.
They have finally found their way from provinces far away.
Correct.
into your
They
service.
finally made it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the high elf player thinks he's getting these back. Little does he know. So across the top, there's his Black Knight. I mean, the Vampire Knights over here.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, he still has some work to do before next weekend.
Yeah.
Before he's ready to go. This is about a week or so out.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit Host down here in the corner. Oh, sorry, Phantom Host. Unit of bats behind the building.
I'm sorry, how many did he have?
Unit of 4. One
okay.
unit of 4.
Oh, so bases are he's working on. Okay.
Yep. Two blocks of skeletons, a block of zombies. Unit filler guy in there, which I kind of like. It's like a Stitch Golem or something in the middle of the zombies.
Oh, okay.
It's an interesting. Let's see if you see it better. This one, not a whole lot, but anyway, it's
okay.
It's a nice little model. I like it.
Is it from Worm Hordes or something?
No, it's actually. I think he said it was Raul Partha.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's some nice. They have actually some nice ideas. I got some great vampires from them.
Okay. Big unit of Black Knights, and off to the right is the Vampire Spawn.
And behind him is him telegraphing that he wants to raise a few more skeletons.
Yeah, he's kind of making it obvious what his goal is.
Yeah. Maybe it needs to stop doing that.
All right. So, Vanguard came up, brought my Lane Reavers up.
Mm-hmm.
Turn 1. So we're going to move forward. The dragon, not a lot forward, but we're going to move forward. Dragon stays more than 50% on the hill because he wants to re-roll that charge if he wants to.
Yep.
Swordmaster's over on the left, get out of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
The two
Sky
Sloops came up to make sure they were both within 24 of the Black Knights because they're on their side. And these guys flip all the way over here. The Land Reavers travel down into his area.
Okay.
Just to try to harass him.
Mm-hmm.
So get off the Quicksilver Lash, and it actually maxes out and kills 4.
Okay.
Just fantastic. Really thrilled with that.
Mm-hmm.
5 Elaine Reavers shoot and put a wound on a dragon. a vampire knight or whatever.
Okay.
That's rather insulting. Both Sky Sloops open up and finish off the second rank. It's only 2, but an entire rank of those guys is gone now.
Mm-hmm. You can bring them back.
That's pretty exciting. I'm actually love seeing that right there. You look across and there's an entire rank of those gone.
Yeah, I always love it until they grow them back.
So his turn, he came up slowly.
Mm-hmm.
He does not want to get charged by the Swordmasters because he knows I'll pretty much throw them at him and take the trade off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he'll absorb a lot of it, but anyway. Elsewhere, didn't come forward very far in the center, just a couple inches.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that, you can tell by the zombies just being just barely off the back of the board.
Right.
He came forward enough to leave him a little bit of room to grow. Another telegraph move.
Yes,
but whatever. Everyone knows it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. He starts casting, and there comes some more zombies. There comes some skeletons. There's some more Black Knights. 4 of them came back. And we go into turn 2. Now he's filling out. What we typically do, especially when we're playing games with he and I, is when he's casting, he'll put dice down. And then on my turn, he starts placing them.
That's one of those things people should do just to speed up gameplay.
It's a nice thing. I mean, it keeps the game moving.
That or have really big fillers.
Yes. So
12 guys.
The Elaine Reavers, building on their success from last time, came up and they're going to try it again.
Sure, why not?
Elsewhere, the Swordmasters weren't that crazy about those Dragon Knights coming in on them.
Mm-hmm.
Vampire Knights, so they backed up into the woods.
Okay.
Just barely, so at least he'll will be taking dangerous terrain.
Okay.
And everyone else kind of got in position to
help out.
If that's what happens. I mean, that's a long charge.
Yeah.
And I'm just hoping he takes it and fails.
Mm-hmm.
is what we keep looking for. It's the same thing you always do.
Or he makes it and he rolls all 1s on a dangerous terrain.
Yes, there you go. Elsewhere, the Sky Sloops pretty much stay where they are.
Mm-hmm.
The unit of Knights over here on the far right,
ran forward.
the Higborn Lancers, I measured, and I could get 18. 18 put me out of the arc of the vampire spawn.
Okay, so you were happy about that.
So I'm like, ooh, look at this. I slipped through his line, and I can threaten the flanks of his zombies, if nothing else.
Yep.
Or the knights. I mean, the knights don't want this unit in their flank.
No, nobody wants it in their flank.
Unless then of course the general just moves over and butchers me.
Yeah.
But ties him for
after
a turn.
It crumbles some.
So we do a quick silver lash again and put 2 wounds on these guys.
Those are guys you want to kill.
Yeah, the first turn they were out of range of the spell.
Yeah.
And I think we killed 1 knight, Black Knight, with the 2 sky sloops.
Oh, you didn't fire at the spawn. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like they're all 6 still there.
Yeah.
And it looks like there's only 3 in the back of those.
Okay.
So that's pretty sure that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 9 dice 5. He had some really good magic phases.
Mm-hmm.
And he's channeling a lot. So he grew a unit of zombies. Luckily, it was a small unit, but grew a unit of zombies right in front of me. Just to chaff things up.
Sure, that's what they do.
Just to cause problems.
Hit for units.
Look at that. All his Black Knights are back.
Yeah.
Why am I bothering?
Yeah, it's very demoralizing having shooting against these guys.
And I know this. I don't know why I haven't been shooting at the vampire spawn, because they're out of range of being raised. So.
And they move really far.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just so tempting to shoot these guys. I need to stop. Anyway, turn 3. Moving on into turn 3. So there we have it. What we're looking at. Yep, you can see he's moved the vampire spawn all the way over here on the flank, which is a big problem for me.
Mm-hmm.
My sky sloops, because they only move 9.
Yeah.
I'm in trouble over there. Not thrilled with the way that worked out.
Hey,
so
you can back up.
So here we go. So the White Lions declared a long charge. I mean, the White Lions, the Lion Guard declared a long charge into the Black Knights.
Mm-hmm.
It's I need a 10, so it's just a long one, and I'm like, I was in that position. In my opinion, I was in that position where the failure here does not hurt me based on what else I'm doing.
It'll just make you face that way a little bit more.
Yeah. As long as I don't get too far out and let that one skeleton unit in my flank.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't bother me at all.
Mm-hmm.
Elsewhere, I did. If you notice on the Vampire Knights, the general has moved down to the left-hand side of the unit. Because I was taunting him. I said my Elaine Reavers were going to charge him in the flank and have a charge and a flank, and he's only got 3 attacks back, and there's a good chance I stick. So he moved the vampire guy over there to deal with him.
Did you remember the horse?
What's that? No, I don't care. I was just kidding. There's no way I was doing it. So elsewhere, the Swordmasters go into that Phantom Host.
You get him to push this bubble farther over.
Yes. So they go to the Phantom Host. The dragon flies into the flank of the Phantom Host. And the Spearmen go into the created zombies just to get rid of them, knock them off.
Who has magic weapons? Magic attacks?
The rider of the dragon.
That's it.
Now, he does have 16 wounds. I've got to do 8 more than what I need 8 to crumble him. But I've got charge, rank, flank, and then wounds.
Yeah, the wounds will be hard.
And because he's saving on 2s, I believe.
Yeah.
2-ups. Elsewhere, I wasn't thrilled with that Black Knight unit hitting my rear of my dragon, in case I do not get through this Phantom Host.
Clearly you failed the charge.
With what? Oh, with the white...
Yes.
Yes. The Lion Guard failed They needed the 10. They failed it. They are Swift Stride, but 10 is still a big number to make. So the...
you get a 50% chance.
Yeah. But based on that, they didn't make it. And you see they didn't come up really far, so there's nothing to be worried about up front.
So you need them
but
out of your hair.
I don't care if they charge the Lion Guard. I do not want them in the rear of the dragon.
Right.
And if the dragon gets stuck on that unit, that's where those guys are going to be.
Yeah.
So I moved up the Higborn Lancers to chaff them. They can't wheel past me. The other Higborn Lancers came over to the other side of the hill, so they can pretty much have their pick of what to do from there.
They can help somebody out if necessary.
Yep.
Okay.
And if it's not necessary, they can just go get stuck and slaughter zombies for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Gives them something to do. Both my Sky Sloops backed up as far as they could, and we're going to shoot. over there. And there is what you see. This looks like. Now,
and the spearmen charge the
zombies.
The raised unit of zombies to get rid of them. Okay.
So when the dragon went in, the dragon went as far to the top of the screen as he could. You can see he's right up against that bat swarm.
Mm-hmm.
Because an straight ahead overrun clips the vampire knights.
Okay.
And that's what I'm looking for. I'm not real sure why I'm looking for that, but I am.
Yeah, so you were just hoping that your sword guys would add a wound or two.
The swordmasters?
To give you the crumble.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, the swordmaster, that's a ton of attacks coming in. That's 8, 16, it's like 24, no, sorry. It's 6 in the front. So that's 12, 13, and 6 in the back. It's 19 attacks, hitting on 2s and wounding on 2s.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to get at least 2 to 3 out of that.
Right.
Plus, they got a charge and a rank and a banner.
Yeah.
So, the combat res there is quite a bit.
Right.
Anyway. So it does work. We do crush him. As you can see, he's only killed one of the swordmasters.
Mm-hmm.
I overran, clipped that unit, and since I couldn't pivot into him, he had to pivot into me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was enough room to go through, and
there's nowhere near enough room
for the swordmasters to go through.
And the swordmasters couldn't do anything. The swordmasters, so they reformed, and I did this wrong. This was a bad move again. Bad move for me. I reformed into a 2 wide unit because that's my only choice with the dragon right there.
Mm-hmm.
But I went 2 wide, facing the bottom of the screen. They should have been facing the top of the screen.
Yeah.
But what I was looking for a way is to slip them past the back of the spear unit and then, come charge it down and then up and get into the center of the board. I don't know why, because this over here was much more important.
Yeah.
And I, just bad. It was a bad decision on my part.
Mm-hmm.
All there is to it. Of course, the other guys, the spears, have blown through the zombies without a problem.
Right.
And come forward. The swordmaster, there you go. The swordmaster's now facing off to the right. There's the dragon lined up on them. And elsewhere, the couple shootings from the sloops have picked off one of the vampire spawn and left him. There's a die back there, so he's got he's got 1 or 2 other wounds on him.
If you shot him before, you'd have less guys.
What's that?
If you shot him before, you'd have even less guys.
If I would have been shooting him from turn 1, there would be probably 2 left.
Yeah, at least you got rid of some knights.
Yeah. The way I look at it, I got rid of no dice.
Yeah.
Because he was raising knights along with skeletons and zombies and everything else. Anyway.
It is somewhat soul crushing when you.
It is. It's
when you shoot at this guy, because you just. It's just how the army is. I'm not saying it's too good or anything. It's just if you can't finish him off, it just ends up being that was for nothing.
Yeah. Like I said, when I thought about this when I was doing this pictures, I meant to do it and I didn't.
Yeah.
I was going to take a picture, put the picture right here with the picture after turn 1, where there's just 1 rank.
Right.
1 rank. Look at this. 2 turns later of shooting, and now they're full.
Yeah.
It's just anyway. You're right. It is kind of soul crushing is a good word for it. Anyway, so that's where we have that. That's where we are. Moving forward. So the spawn charged the sloop on the bottom. I managed to roll a 3 for my flee distance. Not great.
So you fled.
I did flee. Yes, I fled. There's no way can't stand up to these things.
You should have stayed in the shot. He wasn't going to get to you anyway.
I can't stand and shoot.
He only rolled a 7.
And then he only rolls a total of 7s, which is 6.
You should have
and fails.
Foreseen that.
Just stood there and took it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he needed like a 9 or an 8 to get to me.
Yeah.
It was not very far.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
But when I made the flee, I was like, "Oh, there's no chance. I'll get away easy."
Yeah.
Like, ugh. Then rolled a 3. So the Black Knights declare the charge because
on the
cavalry
that was there.
Higborn Lancers that were right in front of them, chaffing them. Now, because the dragon cleared the Phantom Host, I'm no longer worried about this unit. Can no longer get to the dragon.
Okay.
So I fled.
All right.
And there they go.
Okay.
Do-do-do.
Into the water. It doesn't
Into
matter
the water,
anymore.
which doesn't matter.
They're all water horses now.
Yes.
Or in their case, water lions.
Yes. He looked around and decided to come ahead with that charge.
Okay.
Because, from over there, they're out of arc of everything else.
All he had is Lion Guard.
Yeah, he can go to Lion Guard, and he does not want.
Which I think...
he's tried that before.
Shown him how that can go.
Yeah, he's tried that before. It didn't work. So he's going to continue after them. The skeleton block on the left is charged into my spears. His general's
in that unit, though, right?
His general's over on the far left.
Well, that's actually is his general. I thought you were kidding. I thought just one of his...
No, it's his general.
His
in
other
the unit of vampires.
Okay.
His BSB's over here in this unit of Black Knights.
Okay.
So the skeleton unit on the left is charging into my spears.
Okay.
The skeleton unit on the right, he decided he needed to tie up my Lion Guard. So he made a charge there. I think he needed a 9.
Okay.
He went into my Lion Guard. He was hoping to get them. That unit will pin me down for a while because the Lion Guard don't get any pluses. They need 4s to hit that unit.
Oh, he was too far just to march up?
He was too far to march up because he's too far from the general.
Ah, yes.
He cannot march. If he could have just moved 8, he would have been fine.
Yeah.
But his general's all the way over there, and he can't.
Yes. So you're taunting with...
Yes. Now, the other choice, which I thought would have been better for him in this case, would have just been to hit the spearman in the flank and just completely roll up that unit.
Yeah, he could also try to raise a unit of zombies to block them.
Yeah, he could.
It's not automatic, but he could try.
Not for the line. He can't block the Lion Guard with that because his general's on the other side of the dragon.
Oh, then he's
too far away. The general's the only one.
That's why he's the one that got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's got those bats that could fly over, but they don't have big enough movement.
So they failed. At least the skeletons in the center failed.
Mm-hmm.
The other skeletons made it. The Black Knights did make it in there.
Oh wow!
And it wasn't that bad of a. I mean, he needed like an 8 to get me.
They got him, so they're.
But he got me, and then we did something wrong. You can see here. He actually overran.
Oh.
He should have stopped.
Right, when he got to you.
Yeah, and I didn't think about it at the time, but then later I was like, whatever. But it did put him out of arc of the Lion Guard, though.
Mm-hmm.
So it's what it was. I blew it as well. I didn't even think
completely
about it. As a matter of fact, I think I'm the one that told him
probably.
It's not going to hurt because you can hit him and overrun.
The best cheating is cheating yourself.
Yes. No one complains too much when you cheat yourself. So anyway, so he hit there and overran.
No, they just ridicule you.
Exactly.
At least I do.
And there you have that. So that's where he's getting into combat with the spearman.
Okay, makes his charge.
Again, is an 8 to 5 magic phase.
Okay, so we have a whole bunch of dice.
He's doing a good job with his magic phases.
Okay, his general's now in the middle of his cavalry.
He is, because he grew another one back.
Yeah.
He grew the one on the right. Has come back.
Yeah, he's definitely using an eclectic mix of models.
Yes. He's working on that unit.
Yeah.
So he's also healed. His general's down to 2. Had taken 2 wounds the last time.
Mm-hmm.
His general's in a challenge with my dragon.
Okay.
Last round he took 2 wounds. He got 1 wound back, so now he's down to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Notice there are no wounds on the dragon yet. He did not wound me last turn.
Mm-hmm.
This turn he did 1 to me.
Mm-hmm.
So he's back to, we're fighting back and forth. I'm healing wounds. It's just starting, but
right.
I'm healing a wound. He's killing me. He's healing wounds. The spearman and the skeleton attack goes well for me.
Yeah, you got lots of attacks.
I got a ton of attacks. I'm hitting him on 3s.
Right.
Because of the +1.
Yeah, but you're fighting in multiple ranks.
And I'm fighting in 4 ranks, actually. It's a lot of attacks. And there's the BSB guy's in there, and he's got 3 attacks that are hitting him on 2s and wounding him on 2s. And anyway, did a lot of damage to that and crumbled him even more after that. Moving on, turn 4.
Oh, is that your new thing?
Yeah, I printed out this and put it in this, and I got a dry erase and just figured that'll work better than my sheets of paper that I was using. Kelly, another of our players, Kelly was doing this, and
I just printed out the cards.
I stole it. the little mark over there on the right hand side was the 1 because he got the point for the. At the end of turn 3, he got the point for the center of the board.
Oh, okay.
So we were just keeping track there.
Okay.
So there's a slightly blurry picture of.
Looks like you turn back around again.
The Lion Guard.
The swordsman.
So the Lion Guard up on the top have charged into the skeletons.
Okay, so you declared a charge and made it.
Declared a charge and made because the Black Guard are out of their arc. And then the guys came down off the hill. You can see the Higborn Lancers came down off the hill and hit the skeletons in the flank.
Yeah.
So the Lion Guard will do some damage, but I'm hoping that the guys on the side not taking the penalty for the paired weapons will be able to.
Yeah, and you're neutralizing his spear.
Compensate. And they're not spears. They are hand weapon
shield.
Oh,
hand weapon shield, his guys.
It's the parry that I'm concerned with.
Okay.
And like you were saying, the Swordmasters have about faced.
Again.
They reformed, moved, and wheeled.
Okay.
So they wheeled around. Now they can charge into the side of that unit. Elsewhere,
and bring no ranks.
The sloop will bring no ranks, but they'll bring a banner and a flank.
Yeah.
The sloop rallied on the hill. The other sloop could not get out of charge range of the.
So he said, "Let's go over here."
So I ran there, so where he can't get me.
Why can't he get you? Oh,
he's in my front, and he can't fit.
Can't he?
No, he's 40. He's 80 millimeters deep.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I forgot he's got 2 ranks. Yeah.
Yeah. So Anyway, it's kind of irritating that something's right there and you can't get to it.
Now you can see it more clearly here.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he's nowhere near being able to get to me. So there we go. We charged in the flank there. And get healing waters off on my dragon with the Oaken Throne.
Yep. Okay.
He's letting the Oaken Throne go through because he's worried about the healing waters and the hereditary spell.
Right.
So, I mean, the Oaken Throne is a waste of a die or 2 for me if I don't get it. Elsewhere over here, we shoot only 1 can shoot, so I'm safe. If I would have killed 2, I would have been in trouble. But I can only has 4 shots, and because the other one just rallied. So I did shoot at the vampire spawn.
Oh, you actually hit him.
Put a couple wounds on him. Yeah, he had -1. I'm within short range, so I need a 4. Yeah. It's not that bad at all. This is one of those weird things where I'm a tall unit, and he's a tall unit. The guys in the middle are not tall. They are standard. I'm not tall. I'm wrong. Large. The Sky Sloop is large. The Vampire Spawn are large, and the guys in the middle are standard tall, which is really like 1.5.
Yeah, it observes like large, but it's not.
Correct, and they do not block. They do not block line of sight for large.
Yeah,
they block for standard.
Yeah.
Like I said, the best way it was explained to me, the best explanation I saw of it is to consider tall plus a half.
Yeah, yeah.
Your size 1, 2, or 3, and tall adds 0.5 to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we shot off one of the vampire spawn.
Okay.
And here,
a lot of skeletons.
This went a lot better than I thought. I was actually concerned about doing this because, again, I didn't want to get stuck there with the Black Knights coming. But this was my turn. He's still facing the wrong way. All he's going to do is come back, and I should be able to finish him in his turn and turn around.
Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of attacks coming in. That is a lot of attacks hitting on 2s.
I do. Well, on the flanks, the guys up front are hitting on 4s.
Yeah.
That's the problem. The guys up front are only hitting on 4s. That's what made me nervous. So anyway, over here, the skeletons in the center get beat up even more by the spearmen.
Yeah. Surprised they're still there.
Yeah, there's still 8 of them hanging around. I'm only strength 3 is the problem.
Yeah, you're actually surviving pretty well too. He's not doing much damage to you.
No.
Which has only got 10 guys fighting, I guess.
Right. So healing waters, he's back up to 2 wounds on his general. I've got 1 wound still on my general because I've the healing and the healing waters now. Healing waters is a fantastic spell if it goes off on a 4. Where you need a 4 up regen.
Yeah.
For the casting cost. So Having nothing else to do, he charges the sloop that's up on the hill.
Right.
It wants no part of them, so it flees.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, that means they're going to go slowly forward.
Yes.
And let the other sloop just dance around and continue to shoot at him and annoy him. Elsewhere, where did he get the other wound? Oh, he's brought another guy back. Yes, he's back up to a full-size unit. One of them has one wound on him, and he's healed a wound on his general. So now he's got...
And he's brought his... that's a good idea. He brought his swarm over here so you can't expand your frontage.
He brought over here to try to stop me from expanding my frontage. He wanted to try to chaff me, but he couldn't because he can't get in the corner and still be an inch away from both units.
Oh, okay. Couldn't quite fit in that corner.
It won't. I mean, and stay an inch away from both. There's less than two. There's less than two between us.
Okay.
So he can't quite get where he needs to be.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be able to get in there, and I'll be able to expand to 3.
Okay.
But I won't be able to go to 4. I can't go to 4, or even nowhere near get a rank out of it.
Right.
So this turn, you can see I put a wound on his general. He's back up to 2. The red die back there.
Yep.
He's put 2 on me, even with the healing waters. And over here, both units of skeletons broke. We smashed both units of skeletons.
Yep.
The white lions have turned to face to the right, to the black knights.
And the black knights had clearly...
They about faced and marched and walked out of the water.
Reform and walked out of the water in his last turn. Okay.
Yep. And the Higborn Lancers have faced this way so they can charge the flank of the zombies.
Okay.
Spear block
is heading towards the zombies.
Is heading towards the zombies as well. I think that's where they ended up. Yes. Okay. Sometimes I take these pictures before I make a final.
Yeah.
Anyway. So turn 5. That's where you have it. And it's my turn. So the spearmen will go, the swords masters go in.
Mm-hmm.
And the spearmen and the Higborn Lancers will go into the zombies.
Oh, that's the reflection. I thought you did like a white arrow graphic.
There on the bottom left.
Yeah, it's like, why did you change it from his normal blue? And it's like, oh, that's a reflection.
And because the Lancers are going to be out of the way, the Lion Guard are going to go in.
Because you're charging the Lancers into the flank of the...
Yeah, that's like I don't know, it looks like a 10 or something based on the size of those the Higborn Lancers being 5 inches. So it's almost an automatic charge. It may even be automatic with Swiss Strike. Anyway, so they're going in. So they're going to be strength 7 on the charge, which is it's bad enough when he charges me. It's even worse when it's the other way. So the swordsmen, as you can see, the swordsmen go in, and you can see where I've pushed them all the way up against the bat swarm, so I can make it obvious that I can go to a 3rd wide there.
Right.
Rally my sky sloop back behind the hill, and the other sky sloop moves over here, staying a foot away, staying within a foot of the spawn, so I can continue to shoot them. Eagle and the Reavers come out here to the center of the board. I think they were out here just in case those Black Knights broke free. Highly unlikely, but just in case. And there's the butchery on the zombies. I'm not sure I think we killed them all. There's 4 left. There's 4 left in that picture, but I think he might have been picking them up at that time.
So we didn't bring the eagle over to help out with that spawn problem.
With that, what? Oh, these over here on the left. I did not. It probably would have been a good idea. Or the other guys, the Reavers could have done some help there too. I did put +1 strength on the Swordmasters. Okay. So now they're on
cutting through armor a little better.
Strength 7 on the charge on this turn when they charged. So very nice. 5 +1 for the banner and plus another one for the spell.
Okay, I'm confused. You're 3 wide now. Oh, this is after the fight.
This is after the fight. Yeah. Because I only had 2 in there.
Right, I only had 4 guys fighting. 3 and a commander, I guess.
But I did put 3 wounds on the unit because you can see there's 2 models gone. Right. And he had, 1 with 1 wound on it already.
I'm surprised the guy that's not wearing any armor didn't die first.
He's a very tough one.
Yeah. Those cloaks, yeah.
And now, he's rolled beyond. I've got 4 wounds, and it's not showing it all the time, but I'm healing a wound and taking a wound,
Right.
And he's doing the same. Mm-hmm. This is like a fight that would go on for years, or has the potential. The Lion Guard just came over here and just smashed the Black Knights.
No surprise there.
Yeah, I mean, we're hitting those guys on...
All he had was his BSB, which you probably ignored.
Yeah. We're hitting those guys on 3. I put all the attacks into the unit and killed the entire unit.
Yep.
His BSB fought back and did a few, but then crumbles into dust.
Because he's all by himself.
Correct. I think he did have a zombie or 2 left, apparently.
Yeah.
From what I'm seeing.
Looks like it.
Looks like he's got 4. Just terrible.
Well, he's got at least 1 necromancer in there, right?
I think I put attacks on him and killed him.
It was in that unit, so probably suck some of your attacks.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. And
they brought the swarm over.
So the swarm finally left because he figures this fight's not going to go that long, I guess.
Okay.
I'm not sure where they were going at that point.
Yeah.
The vampire spawn.
What do they do now? I forget.
What? The swarms? -1 weapon skill, I think.
Oh, is it just a weapon? Oh, that's right. They made them bad.
Yeah, they're not that good.
They made other people's good and they made their bad. Yeah. That's right.
So the spawn were over here. They didn't want to get anywhere in front of the Lion Guard.
So they got in front of the Lion Guard?
No, the Lion Guards are facing down.
Oh, okay.
So they were over there on the right.
Right.
This way they get towards the center of the board a little bit.
So they had nobody in charge range, okay.
Right. They had nobody in charge range.
Mm-hmm.
And because remember, if the sloop that was down there on the bottom was behind the hill.
Yeah.
So they just flew back over there. Critical round of combat. He now has me up to 6 wounds, so 2 left.
Mm-hmm.
He's back to 2 wounds on him, 1 on the unit.
Mm-hmm.
And we go into the final turn.
You didn't reform?
Who?
Oh, you did reform.
I did reform.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Again, I swear I took the picture before I
okay.
did it. So I reformed, which is going to give me not just the flank, but the rank in the flank. So it's a big flank. It's going to give me...
Yeah, so I'm surprised he moved those guys out of there.
Yeah, no extra attacks, but at least, like I said, it gets me the big flank.
Yeah, it gives you the...
Plus, basically that unit's giving me
+2.
Rank, +2 for the flank, and 1 for the banner. So that's a 4 combat res.
Yeah.
Because my dragon has actually failed a combat at least twice during this whole thing.
Yeah.
And making tests. But, he's leadership 8.
Right.
And the BSB's been around, so...
Yeah.
The BSB, just the spear block with nothing else to do, decided to charge into the swarm just to get rid of them.
Points are points.
Points are there. It's there to take. Everyone else turns to face the vampire spawn.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, everything turns to face them.
Sky Sloop said it's
Sky Sloops both are shooting at them. So
your line reavers, they have bows on them?
They do.
Okay.
So between the 5 bow shots and the 8 shots from the sloops, we knock them down to 2.
Okay.
And over here, the dragon has healed a wound, so he's back up to... He's only on 5 now.
Okay, I assume he killed that spawn. So swarms,
the swarm up top got crushed.
Yeah.
And...
Because you actually have enough attacks to actually get rid of it.
Yeah, it's not that big.
Yeah.
I mean, those are 4 wounds each. It's only 8, and they're not magic. I mean, they're not the magic-proof ones. That was just bat swarm.
Yeah. No crumple. I'm saying you have enough attacks.
Yeah, they're just way gone.
A lot of others, you can't get enough attacks on them necessarily to crumble them because, Yeah,
but with 2 bases, it's not that bad. I mean, I've got 3 ranks of banner anyway.
Yeah, exactly. 3 or 4
Even
ranks.
Taxing. Well, I mean, 3 rank bonus.
Yeah.
So there we go. That, and let's go back here. This round at this is the top of turn 6. The dragon killed his vampire finally.
Okay.
Before he got to go.
Okay.
So left me with 5 wounds.
Mm-hmm.
The Swordmaster has killed another of the vampire knights.
Yep.
So they were down to 1.
So that is
and then that's where we called it.
And he said enough is enough. Okay.
Yeah, he was looking at it as like, well, the vampire spawn can charge,
some cavalry.
Can charge the light cav, and I said, okay, well, they'll flee, so you'll get half points for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he can redirect into the lion
Maybe he can try to. Being frenzied.
Yeah, it's kind of rough. He leads a 6, I think. He's leadership
5,
8.
I think. Is he 8? And there's 7.
Maybe he's 7. Yeah. For some reason, I thought they were 8s, though.
Maybe they're 8s. I thought they were
But anyway,
7s,
so, I mean, he could try to redirect into the other guys and
they'll run away.
And no, they'll stay there and take it because he probably won't kill them.
Yeah, you get the armor, I suppose.
Yeah. And he's down to 2, and I think he does go for... Anyway, doesn't matter. I would have probably stood for that one.
He doesn't go first. He'll go either equally or...
Okay. And it didn't matter because I also had the objective. It ended up being 3 points to 1.
Yeah.
As to who had it. I just ended up walking away from it. I'm not within range of it now for the final turn either. But it didn't, again, once I was up 3 to 1, it didn't matter because he has no scoring units left.
Yeah.
But that's where it ended. We didn't do the final round where the last Dragon Knight would have died and those guys would have just walked around. But it was an interesting game. I mean, that big vampire guy beating on the dragon, and that's that fight between those two.
Yeah.
Going forever it's kind of made me nervous. So many wounds were healed in that fight.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm limited to 1 a turn.
Mm-hmm.
But he finally started letting he switched off at the beginning of the game. He was like, I am not letting your hereditary spell go through.
Right.
You might as well just take it out of your deck because you're not casting that any.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the game, because of what the Healing Waters was doing to him over on the left on the dragon, he had switched, and he's like, okay, you can have the hereditary, but you're no longer getting Healing Waters.
Yeah.
Which was kind of funny, but anyway, you can see that dragons survived with 5, which was interesting because he got back over that 3/4 mark, 25%.
Right. Yeah.
So he got no points for him at all. But fun game. He's always fun to play.
I just think it's funny that you rid him and he made him move his general over to the flank.
Oh, no, because I was teasing about hitting him with the flank.
Because we really needed him in the middle.
Yeah, it wouldn't have helped much. What happened was, and I always kid around about this guy because he always kind of... Terrain usually causes him a problem.
Only impassable terrain.
Impassable terrain usually causes him a problem.
If that house would have been where that lake is.
Well, it turned out the house caused him a big problem because the Vampire Knights...
Right, or on the other side.
He didn't want to deploy him over here on the right because they only heal back 1 per turn.
Right.
So he didn't want the Sky Sloop shooting them.
Yeah.
So he had to deploy him over there. And by deploying over there, put most of his army outside of 12.
Right.
So, therefore...
Yeah.
So, again, he got screwed by terrain.
Yeah. He didn't need his character in that unit, but... yeah.
That's probably true.
Yeah, in that situation. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the dragon would have eaten through that unit if the character wasn't there and been loose to do other stuff.
Yeah, but if it's over there, great.
Right.
Okay.
Then no, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But anyway,
so I think that's people get locked in. I've got this unit. This is where my general goes.
Oh, okay.
And they deploy, and for whatever reason, they put that unit maybe not in the.
I don't know anybody who would do anything like that.
Yeah. And then they find, I could actually put my general in a different unit, and they don't do it. They just.
I kind of, I don't have that problem with my general in this army.
Yes. No.
But I tend to, I'm kind of locked into that mindset with my BSB though.
Yeah.
But I really don't want him fighting, and that's the least fighty unit I have.
Yeah.
Is the spear block.
Right.
So I'm kind of locked into that.
So that's why it fights in every game?
He ends up fighting in every game. I don't mind him fighting something small.
Yeah.
I just don't want him into a major
I'm just kidding.
fight.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying is...
like when I sent him into the woolly mammoth last game.
Yeah.
It's just something small.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. He does have a 5-up armor and a 5-up ward.
But yeah.
Don't make fun of him.
But that's always that's I think interesting thing. I just see people they get locked in, especially when they have multiple combat blocks.
Correct.
Sometimes you don't have a choice. I mean, you build your army that way because this is your main Death Star unit, and that's where he's got to go. But you never tend to put that guy out in the middle of nowhere because of matchups may cause you. When you play like with an MMU or an MSU list, you might line up differently than you normally would, which means that your character needs to be able to shift around.
Yeah.
So
no, you're correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right that people do get kind of locked in. This guy goes with that.
Yeah.
And you see it a lot of times. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to go with 75 to 90% of my games. When people deploy a unit, the character that's going to be in that unit is in it.
Yes.
When they put it down on the table.
Exactly.
Even though he doesn't join till later.
Right. Right.
I mean, it's usually just there.
Yep. Yep.
So
even they can say, okay, he's not actually there.
Yeah. It would be simple to take him out, but
Yeah.
no one does. I mean, it's not a lot of times it's not a big mystery where they're going, but
Correct.
sometimes it could make a difference.
But yeah.
Anyway.
So, yeah.
But no, I'm liking the Reavers a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do much in this game, but I do like them. I like them being mobile. I like them better than the 10 archers that tend to get munched by something.
I think they're a better unit because they give you tactical flexibility. You lose
Right.
a little bit of shooting, but
Yeah.
you gain it in combat ability and maneuverability.
And if somebody's got a war machine, they can vanguard forward and go
Yep.
mess with it.
You can threaten people. You can get them as a chaff if you need to. You can beat other chaff if you need to.
Yeah, because
So,
they go fast.
yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So this is it. This is pretty much the army that I'll be running for a little while.
Okay.
I've also got Corner Hammer coming up, so I'm considering this army for that.
Okay. Well, play it on the tournament, then you can decide if you want
That's
to
our
get more
play.
changes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's going to do it. Thanks for listening.
Till next time.